Ramzi Khalid Ismail has been hit with a new criminal charge. That's right. As of 2 days ago, on the 25th of July of 2025, we have a new criminal charge for Johnny Somali, aka Ramzi Khalid Ismail. Of course, I'm Andrew Esquire, American attorney, and this is a legal mindset. We teach you to be your own judge. Now, this is a fast facts format, which is a summary of my stream. So you want to see all the questions, the comments, the commentary, a little bit more banter, go check that out. But this is the quick and dirty version, so we get right down to the facts. And of course, as always, we have a lovely PowerPoint for you today. So let's jump right into it today for the 8th indictment. So once again, he has been officially indicted. So this is something that is confirmed in the court records. Now, time and time again, we have a trend. We have a trend that I called out in the beginning, and I said this would happen. And exactly as I predicted, we are seeing new charges added right before each court date. Every single court date since the beginning of this process, we have seen charge after charge after charge after charge added in. This is called merging in a charge. It is atypical for this to happen once, but it is completely unprecedented from the people I've talked to, lawyers, others in this process, to see this many merged into the case, which really means they are hitting him and with needles and needles and needles procedurally, which is exactly why Korea draws out these trial dates. They draw out these trial dates over time. This trial will not be done on his next court date. It will not be done on August 13, 2025. In fact, we can see this thing go as quickly as going into, let's say, October, November, maybe it could end, or it could go into 2026. It's very possible that can happen at this point. It really all depends on how this plays out, and also on how Johnny pleads. So let's get into what it is today. And let's also get into a quick summary, because some of you may have taken a little break from Somali, so you need a little refresher. So Somali, before this charge, so this is before the one we're going to talk about today, before today had 7 criminal charges. And those charges were 3 accounts of obstruction of business. We have 2 accounts of the Minor Crimes Act, and 2 deepfake counts. So this is what it is before. And as of this, he's pled guilty to 4 of these, 2 obstruction, 2 minor crimes, and he's pled not guilty to 2 deepfakes and 1 obstruction. So we've got this kind of split thing where he's going to have to present witnesses. He's going to have to try to defend himself against these charges, the deepfakes, the charge for obstruction. And that's going to take a lot of time and effort and money from Johnny Somali. And as a additional reminder, before today, once again, for people out there, this is the sentencing range before today. It changes wildly, and you're going to see it in the best way. And that's the best way for me and those who want Johnny Somali convicted, and the worst way for Johnny Somali after this one is added. So here we had this kind of scale where he could be anywhere from 6 months if they found out that everything was mitigated. Once again, even before this was added, the chances of him getting a mitigated sentence were almost 0. We're going to have a 0% chance of mitigation after this is added. There's no way this cannot be looked at as habitual crime pattern or a crime spree, which completely eliminates the mitigated column. Under the default, which is on the standard, if he's neither bad nor good, that's 2 years and 6 months. Aggravated minimum, which means if they find he is an aggravated criminal, a repeat offender, horrible, not saying he's sorry, not giving restitution, not paying money back, which is all things that we have here, they would sentence him aggravated. And that would be a minimum of 4 years and 3 months up to 12 years. Well, this all changes. And this all changes with the new charge. The new charge is an additional obstruction of business criminal count. So now we have 4 counts, count them, 4 counts of obstruction of business. This is absolutely insane. It's crazy. And this is what I told you beforehand. Now, Johnny Somali Ramzi was mocking me back in November and December of last year for counting all of those individual instances. Because remember, when you do something, that is an individual instance of a crime, and they can stack those counts. If you go and rob 2 banks, that's 2 counts of robbery. It's not 1 count of robbery because you went on a robbery spree. You get 2 counts. If you murdered 2 people, that's 2 counts of murder. So because of that, we've now got 4, and we'll talk about what it likely is. But the most important thing here is that this is going to come up at trial on August 13th. So he's going to have to decide what to do with this. Now, he may or may not make a plea at the next trial date. So he may or may not say whether he pleads guilty or not guilty. And by the way, he's finding out about this from my stream. He doesn't know about this. We actually know from the court records that he is going to get the notice tomorrow. So Johnny Somali doesn't even know until right now. And he's going to find out when he gets that translation in the mail tomorrow or Tuesday. So that's going to be a little surprise in Hanky Poo's mailbox that, hey, yo, you got an extra criminal charge. And hey, Legal Mindset is right, because every time I bring this up, it is precisely correct, because these are official records. These are official court records. Now, if he doesn't make a plea, that's great, because then we will get more time. It'll extend the trial, and he's in Korea even longer. His attorney may say, I want some time to think about this, or I want some time to look at the evidence. And very well, they could delay that and push that off to a future date. So we don't know that yet. And once again, the process is the punishment with Johnny Somali with this case. So I am all for him taking his time, bleeding this out, spending Hank's mom's money on this. That absolutely is the best case scenario. Now, let's look at what the new chart looks like. Now, this was a chart that was put together by the Somali conviction team. They worked really hard on this, and I want to give a special shout out to Bang TV, who did a lot of help on this, a smaller Korean channel. Check out his channel. I did an interview with him. He's a great guy. He did a lot of help. Also, the Somali conviction team, you can support them on Ko-Fi/Andrew Esquire. I'm going to be doing something big for them this month. And if that link will be in the description below if you want to support the team, because they helped out making this chart, because your boy was very busy here. So thank you to the Somali conviction team for helping out with the work. So now you see 4 counts of obstruction of business. One is for disrupting 7-Eleven. One is for a bus. One is for a ride at Lotte World. And you see guilty, guilty, not guilty, and question mark. Then, of course, we have the Minor Offenses Act and the deepfakes. So he's going to need to decide what to do with this at the next plea hearing. Now, what is this for? Well, we can speculate. And our best speculation is either the subway or the bus, particularly either the day, I believe, September 26th or 27th of last year, because there was certain questions that were being asked by police. And we on the Somali conviction team have put together the facts to figure out that it's probably a bus or subway incident near the 27th of September. And we're going to go back and confirm that. Of course, it could also be related to the rotting fish harassment. Someone was running around with a fish and harassing people. He also got on a bus that day. It's very likely a bus. We don't believe it's ABC Pizza, because they kind of feel lazy. They don't want to get involved. They haven't been involved so far. So we think it's that. Now, we could be wrong. This is speculation. All we know right now is obstruction. We will know the exact reason at the next trial date as we give live updates on August 13th. So that's a reason for you guys to tune in on that day, because we're going to figure out what this is factually and whether there's witnesses, etc. Remember, we had a victim come up, and a victim that was asking for extreme punishment. We don't know which victim that is. It could be a victim from the bus. We have no idea whatsoever. So we're going to find out a lot of juicy facts at the next trial date, which is why I'm so excited to be covering that live when it goes live in Seoul. So that's what we have for that. Now, I saved the best for last, the sentencing chart. This sentencing chart just got amazing. Let's check this out. So this is an updated chart. Now, so you understand, these are the guidelines for one single crime of obstruction of business, of deepfakes, of total. We're going to look at the bottom to look at Johnny's totals. This is as it applies to Johnny. And this is, of course, from the Korean sentencing guidelines, which we have used over here. And this is what everybody should be paying attention to. If any YouTuber or any outlet reports anything but this, they are not applying the sentencing guidelines. It's a incorrect application of the sentencing guidelines. He's not going to get 30 years. He's not going to get 28. That's beyond the maximums. So just understand that these are the real numbers, and these are the real numbers that people need to use, or else they're not reporting accurate information. But the information that's really important here, and the one I want you to pay attention to, is the default and the aggravated. Remember, the default was about 2 years. Now it's 4. Now it's 4. The aggravated minimum, which I think is very possible, is 8 years and 4.5 months. Think about that, people. a minimum of 8 years and 4.5 months. That cannot be more wonderful. That cannot be more apt punishment for Johnny Somali if he gets 8 years in a Korean prison. Of course, the maximum has not changed from 12. That's the cap, statutory cap, so they can't go beyond 12. So I do think it is very realistic at this point to say Johnny Somali is looking anywhere between 4 to 12 years, particularly to say 8 years. My guess is now around the minimum, so 8 years and 4.5 months. I think this is my guess in terms of categories. I don't think he's going to get the max. I don't think he's going to get default. I think this is where it'll land. But of course, it is completely reasonable for him to get this as well. So this is absolutely fantastic news in terms of Johnny Somali, and this is certainly going to be causing angst for our favorite cabbage farmer. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I'll catch you on the next.
Are you guys enjoying the stream today?